Hi guys, I'm off on a new project. The smell of homemade bread has finally dissipated in the house and I'm back in the kitchen. So tonight's project is going to be homemade pizza on homemade crust. Going to make a Canadian bacon, a taco pizza, and a dessert pizza on a pizza stone in the oven that is preheating right now. Normally I might like to make it out on the grill, but since it's raining, we'll make it in the oven since most people have an oven. So thank you very much. We'll get started. Dough I'll be using for tonight's project I made the other day, and we made some extra. I portioned it off in 8-ounce chunks of dough and wrapped it up in cellophane, put it into a Ziploc bag and froze it. So I took it out yesterday, tempered it out in the refrigerator, let it warm out here about an hour and a half on the cupboard, and we'll get started. And I usually put some bread flour and some semolina flour. I mix about 50-50. This has a little grittier texture to it, a little coarser grind, and it seems to work pretty good on the outside of the crust. So I'll have another video on just a pizza dough that's just made out of a bread flour or a pizza dough flour double aught. But we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll take the dough and we'll just start patting it out here. So I'll take my 8-ounce dough ball and I just put it into flour on both sides. Then we just start pushing it out and patting it out, kind of start in the middle and work out. Kind of make a little edge on the outside. As you see, every time I flip it, I'm turning it about a quarter of a turn, and stretching at the same time. And I did use bread flour for this dough, so you can really stretch it pretty thin. I like to stretch it thin. I'm not good at this, but it's kind of fun. So as I mentioned, I preheated my stone. It's 450 degrees right now. I got the oven set on 500, hot as it'll go. I like to get the crust on there and let it start pre-cooking. I like my crust very thin and very crispy. So I can't get my stove hot enough, like a wood-fired oven gets 800-900 degrees. So I kind of cheat and I pre-cook the crust just a little bit. I'll stretch it out, put it on here, put it in the oven just a couple minutes, and basically pre-cook my crust so I get it nice and crispy. Okay, so I got my crust in there preheating, and as you can see, it gets kind of carried away with some air bubbles, so I take a fork in there and just pop them and knock some of the air out of it, let it go down. I'll let it in there about another minute. This is like my favorite pizza tool. Notice the shape of it. I got it at Williams-Sonoma, and it works so good for reaching in the jar and then dump it on and use it to smooth it out. So I took my crust out of the oven. You can see it's just starting to brown a little bit. Take a peek underneath. You can see it's just starting to brown, but that's the only way I can get it crispy, because I can't get that 800-900 degree temperature. So, and I like a crispy crust. Crispy crust, that's a tongue twister.
Ready? Okay. Tu fare americano, 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 senza me che non fa fa. Tu vuoi vivere alla moda, ma si beve whisky and soda.
So I picked this little pizza spatula up at one of my favorite stores called Mad Hatter. They specialize in grills and grill accessories. They got grills anywhere from $500 to $15,000. It's like, oh my God. It's just fun to walk around. But we'll go ahead and we're going to pull this pizza and we'll cut it up. Look at how firm it is. No soggy here.
Nice.
And
just the way we like it.
I told you about a grocery store that went out of business. I also bought a pizza cutter from them. It's used. I mean, they had a deli. Never used it yet. Oh, that's fun. It's like a corn knife, man. And we'll just see. It's pretty darn firm. Look at there. I'm picking it up with one finger under it. It's really hot. I'm not going to bite into it. We'll let it sit a minute, but it turned out pretty good. I found somebody to do the taste test.
He let me back in the kitchen. But before I tasted it, I did butter the crust. Here goes.
How'd we do?
Crispy crust. It's absolutely delicious.
Oh.
You nailed it, Dad.
All right, approved. I just want to show everybody how crispy the crust is. I can pick it up from the corner and it just stands out. So that's how thin it is, yet crispy, just the way I like it. I don't like a soggy crust.
Qua ballo rock and roll, tu giochi al baseball, fai soldi per me, chi devi dare la posetta di mamma, tu vuoi fare americano, 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 ma se nato in Italia, siendo me non c'è sta niente, va ok Napolita, tu vuoi fare America, tu vuoi fare America.
We're working on our taco pizza. I got the crust pre-cooked slightly, and we got some refried beans here that we thinned with a little bit of oil, some onions, some sauteed onions, and warmed them up slightly in a pan. We're going to put down a layer of beans, and then we'll come back and add some more ingredients.
Un altro amico americano questa sera qui sul palco, Tom Ripley. Tom, vieni qua.
All right, been about 10 minutes. She's looking pretty good. Let's take a look underneath. I think we're going to go ahead and pull it. Cheese is getting nice and brown. Charlie Brown, look at there. Woohoo! Put a little lettuce on it for the health of it. It is a taco pizza. Some diced up tomatoes. And I'll go ahead and crunch up a few Dorito chips. All right, we'll be back and we'll cut this baby up.
Beautiful.
Me? We're gonna cut her up, give her a try.
He loves his new pizza knife.
I don't know how we ever lived without it. It works so good. But we're gonna give it a try here. That's really good. The cheese is a little stringy, but very good. Great flavor. I like it. And we got the official taste test going on here. Survey says, does that pass?
Holy wow, Ports. It's delicious. I love taco pizza.
All right.
Dessert,
Better quit while I'm ahead.
dessert pizza coming up.
I do some blueberry dessert pizza.
Tu vuoi fare americano, 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 ma se nato in Italia, insieme non c'è sta niente da fare, ok Napolita, tu vuoi fare America, tu vuoi fare America, tu vuoi fare America.
All right, we pulled the blueberry dessert pizza out. Got a little powdered sugar with milk mixed up here. We'll put just a little dab of frosting on it.
How does that look, everybody?
Probably better quit there. That looks pretty good.
Yum.
I have this little pizza knife I got here. I don't know how we lived without this thing. Okay, we're going in for the sample. It's really hot. So good. It's so good. I love it.
You know what would be really good is a la mode.
Oh.
Here goes, guys. A la mode.
Little Wells Blue Bunny ice cream and
This is so good, you guys. I wish y'all were here.
let me zoom in on it.
Oh. So good. So good.